The Young and the Restless spoilers. Audra's journey has been one of elusive escapes and hidden truths, a labyrinth of tangled pasts and uncertain alliances. For years, she has navigated a world that refuses to grant her the trust she so desperately craves. Rumors have swirled about her whereabouts, the most persistent of which claims that Audra has been hiding in Paris, entwined in a secret liaison with Martin, the enigmatic figure whose name now echoes with whispers of scandal and redemption. Audra's past is a mosaic of complicated relationships, a tapestry woven with threads of betrayal, love, and the scars left behind by encounters with Tucker and Holden. Each of these relationships has left its mark, and now with Martin in the mix, her life has become even more intricate. Unlike the straightforward narratives of others, Audra's story is riddled with mysteries and half-truths, forcing her to forge a path entirely her own. In a world where everyone casts doubt upon her motives, she finds solace only in the quiet defiance of pursuing her own truth. It is this very defiance that defines Audra. For too long, she has been judged and mistrusted, her every move scrutinized and dissected by those who believe that her past should dictate her future. Even Nate, who once held the hope that she might be capable of change, has seen her slipping away into secrecy. Nate's suspicions grew when he caught glimpses of her clandestine meetings with Holden on several occasions. Yet, despite the mounting rumors and the insinuations of a hidden affair, concrete evidence of such a bond has always eluded him, leaving nothing but a trail of unanswered questions and lingering distrust. Amid this complex web of relationships, one moment stands out as both illuminating and chilling, the moment Audra was seen sitting quietly with Martin. Their meeting, observed by none other than Ashley, has become a pivotal point in the unfolding saga. Ashley, who was in Paris under the mistaken impression that she was tracking down Alan, inadvertently discovered the duo together. In that fateful encounter, the air was thick with unspoken words and secrets too dangerous to be revealed. As Martin and Audra exchanged hushed confidences, the gravity of their conversation struck Ashley like a thunderbolt. The clandestine details they discussed were so alarming and shrouded in mystery that Ashley felt compelled to silence herself, her mind racing with fear and trepidation about the potential consequences of letting these secrets spill into the open. The implications of this encounter are staggering. What was the nature of the bond between Audra and Martin? Was it simply the connection of two lost souls finding solace in one another, or was there something far more sinister at play? Martin's reputation, already tarnished by his past missteps and the shadows of his transformation, becomes all the more enigmatic when linked with Audra, a woman whose past is a series of complex and often painful encounters with figures like Tucker and Holden. Their meeting in Paris raises more questions than it answers. Could it be that Martin, with his inner turmoil and desperate search for redemption, has found in Audra a kindred spirit? Or is this union merely a convenient cover for ulterior motives, a strategic alignment in a game of power and survival where trust is a currency few can afford? Audra's anger at being misunderstood and untrusted is palpable. Every snide remark, every dismissive glance, every murmur of suspicion reinforces the notion that she is an outsider, someone who must always fight for recognition and acceptance. This constant battle against prejudice has hardened her, compelling her to rely solely on her own instincts. And in this moment, as she sits with Martin in a quiet Parisian café, her defiant spirit is on full display. Here, far from the prying eyes of those who would seek to control her destiny, Audra dares to be vulnerable, an act of rebellion in a world where vulnerability is often met with contempt. Yet, the shadows of her past do not easily fade away. The specter of Tucker's betrayal and Holden's unresolved entanglements continue to haunt her, merging with the present and casting doubts on every new connection. With Martin, a man whose own history is marred by misfortune and self-destruction, the stakes are higher than ever. Both are survivors of their own unique tragedies, bound together by the desire to reclaim a semblance of control over their fates. But in their union lies the potential for both salvation and damnation, a delicate balance that could tip either way. depending on the choices they make in the days ahead. As the Parisian night deepens, so too does the mystery surrounding Audra and Martin. Their whispered conversations, laden with references to past grievances and unspoken promises, hint at a future where the two might find refuge in each other's arms. Yet, the question lingers, can two people, each burdened with their own demons, truly find solace in a relationship built on such precarious foundations? For Audra, whose every step is a defiant act against a world that has long denied her trust, the allure of a partnership with Martin is both tempting and terrifying. It represents a chance at redemption, a hope that perhaps, in the union of two fractured souls, there is a possibility of healing. But it also carries the risk of further entanglement in a web of deceit and heartache. The stakes are compounded by the ever-watchful eyes of those who suspect treachery. In the backdrop of these clandestine meetings, Ashley's discovery serves as a stark reminder that secrets have a way of coming to light, and that every hidden truth carries the potential to shatter lives. As Ashley grappled with the implications of what she had witnessed, fear gnawed at her, fear of the repercussions that might follow. Fear of the powerful forces that might be orchestrating these covert rendezvous. It is a fear that underscores the perilous nature of their world, where every alliance is fraught with uncertainty and every revelation carries the risk of igniting a firestorm of consequences. In this intricate narrative, Audra's actions are a declaration of her independence, a refusal to be pigeonholed by the judgments of others. By choosing to walk her own path, even if it leads her into the arms of someone as controversial as Martin, she challenges the conventional wisdom that seeks to define her solely by her past. Her defiant stand is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a bold assertion that the future need not be dictated by the scars of yesterday. As we stand on the precipice of what may be the next dramatic twist in their saga, the question remains, what lies ahead for Audra, Martin, and the tangled web of relationships that bind them? Will their alliance serve as a foundation for genuine transformation, or will it crumble under the weight of its own secrets? Only time will tell if their union can defy the odds and bring about a semblance of peace and redemption, or if it will instead plunge them further into a cycle of mistrust and betrayal. In this complex dance of love, power, and redemption, Audra and Martin are both protagonists and potential victims of their own destinies. Their shared path is riddled with uncertainty. Yet it is also illuminated by the possibility of a fresh start, a chance to rewrite the narrative of their lives. For Audra, who has long been forced to navigate a world that denies her the simplest of human dignities, the prospect of forging a genuine connection with Martin is a tantalizing promise of liberation. It is a promise that beckons her forward, even as the ghosts of her past whisper warnings in the night. Ultimately, the Paris rendezvous between Audra and Martin is not just a meeting of two individuals, it is a convergence of histories, emotions, and unspoken dreams. It encapsulates the eternal struggle to reconcile who we are with who we hope to become, a struggle that resonates deeply with anyone who has ever dared to defy the confines of their own past. In the shadowy corners of Paris, as secrets are exchanged in hushed tones and hearts beat in anxious anticipation, the future of Audra and Martin hangs in a delicate balance, poised between the promise of redemption and the threat of inevitable betrayal. The relationship between Audra and Martin is shrouded in complexity and ambiguity, one that defies simple categorization. They are neither simply husband and wife, nor merely a boss and employee, nor just friends. Their bond runs deeper, forged in the crucible of shared danger, past betrayals, and personal demons that each has long carried in silence. A bond beyond conventional labels. Audra's connection with Martin seems to be built on mutual recognition of each other's scars and strengths. Unlike relationships defined by societal norms, where roles are clearly demarcated, this union is more akin to two lost souls finding solace in a tumultuous world. On one level, their relationship could be seen as one of partnership, a meeting of minds and hearts that acknowledges the inherent worth in one another, regardless of the tarnished reputations they both carry. Yet, The very depth of this relationship challenges the conventional expectations of dignity and propriety. It is often said that no self-respecting woman would willingly abandon her honor to be associated with a man deemed insignificant. However, in this narrative, Audra's actions suggest that her connection with Martin is not born out of a desire to diminish her own dignity, but rather from an acknowledgement of his unique, if dangerous, worth. In a world where every relationship is scrutinized and every alliance can have dire consequences, Audra's decision to remain close to Martin might be less about blind infatuation and more about a calculated choice to stand by someone whose journey is as perilous as it is redemptive. The dangerous persona of Martin. At present, Martin is not just another troubled soul, he has evolved into a dangerous figure in Genoa. A man whose very presence now ignites fear among those who wish to see him captured. His dangerous reputation means that any association with him is fraught with risk. For Audra, maintaining a relationship with Martin places her in the crosshairs of powerful adversaries. His notoriety transforms their connection into a double-edged sword. It is both a symbol of potential redemption and a magnet for peril. Given that everyone in Genoa seems eager to apprehend Martin, the stakes for anyone close to him are extraordinarily high. It isn't merely a matter of personal loyalty or romantic sentiment, it is a dangerous political game where allegiances can cost lives. This context underscores just how bold, or perhaps foolish, Audra's actions appear to an outsider. Choosing to align herself with a man labeled as a menace is a move that defies logic for many. Yet it reveals an unyielding commitment that only those who have experienced profound isolation and mistrust can understand. Audra's risky calculations. Audra's decision to remain by Martin's side, despite the widespread disdain and the looming threat of capture, signals her determination to forge her own destiny. In the eyes of the public, or even of some close acquaintances, such a choice might seem reckless. After all, a relationship with someone as dangerous as Martin could easily be seen as a betrayal of her own self-respect. However, for Audra, it appears that the call of destiny and the recognition of a shared struggle outweigh the conventional measures of honor and dignity. This defiance might seem foolish to onlookers who value societal approval over personal conviction. Yet, the intensity of her connection with Martin suggests that her decisions are not driven by a fleeting impulse but by a deep-seated belief in the possibility of transformation. In a narrative where every character is entangled in a web of secrets and treachery, Audra's loyalty, even if it puts her at risk, speaks to a profound and personal form of rebellion against the judgments of others. The looming shadow of danger and mistrust. Now, with Martin's status as a dangerous fugitive in Genoa becoming more public, the risks associated with this relationship are escalating. Every moment Audra spends with Martin potentially exposes her to the wrath of those determined to bring him in, thereby jeopardizing her own safety. This is where the narrative takes a critical turn. Ashley, who has been witnessing these unfolding events, finds herself in a position of urgent responsibility. Ashley's concern is not unwarranted. Observing the delicate balance between personal loyalty and collective danger, she realizes that the situation is spiraling into something far more perilous than any of them anticipated. Given Martin's notoriety and the calculated risk Audra is taking by remaining close to him, Ashley believes that it is imperative to alert their trusted allies, Jack and Tracy, about the impending threat. The rationale is simple: if Martin is indeed becoming the focal point of danger in Genoa, then the protective network around them must be mobilized immediately to prevent further fallout. A call for immediate action. In light of the circumstances, Ashley is convinced that the prudent course of action is to call Jack and Tracy. She intends to share her observations and concerns about Audra's risky liaison with Martin. The fear is palpable. If this situation is left unchecked, it could not only result in personal harm to those involved but also destabilize the already precarious equilibrium among the larger group of characters who have their own stakes in this unfolding drama. The urgency in Ashley's voice is born out of genuine worry. Every relationship in this intricate narrative is a potential flashpoint. And Audra's connection with Martin is one such point that could trigger a cascade of unforeseen and dangerous consequences. By reaching out to Jack and Tracy, Ashley hopes to initiate a coordinated response, a way to navigate through the treacherous landscape that now envelopes them all. In conclusion, the relationship between Audra and Martin is as deep as it is dangerous. It defies the simple labels of spouse, employer, or friend, emerging instead as a bond forged in shared adversity and the audacity to choose one's own path, even when that choice defies societal expectations. While some may view Audra's actions as foolish, especially given Martin's notorious reputation in Genoa, it is clear that her decisions are driven by a complex interplay of passion, rebellion, and an unyielding desire for redemption. As the threat of capture looms larger over Martin, and with every passing day increasing the risk for those connected to him, Ashley's resolve to contact Jack and Tracy is not only justified but necessary. Her actions could serve as the crucial first step in preventing a broader catastrophe, ensuring that those who care for each other remain vigilant in the face of relentless danger. In the end, whether Audra's deep connection with Martin will prove to be a path toward redemption or an irredeemable folly remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that in the labyrinth of their intertwined fates, every decision carries monumental consequences, and the stakes have never been higher.